this sewing project, you will need a good fitting dress. This one was purchased from H&M, and you will also need a fabric. In this case, I will be using a maxi skirt or wrap skirt that I also purchased from H&M. And mind you, the fabrics are coordinating, so it's gonna work really well together. If you don't want a mixed print dress, you can easily pick out the color from the dress and get a fabric that is going to match that color. So for example, you wanted a yellow for the ruffles, you can do that, or you can also use black. It's totally up to you. Also, you will need a fabric that are the same material. So for this dress, I will be using a viscose. So the fabric that I will be using for the ruffles is going to be a viscose fabric, so it's going to flow really nicely. I tried on the dress and I needed to add at least 10 inches ruffles on the bottom, and I decided to do a tiered ruffle detail. So I will be just cutting this maxi skirt or wrap skirt into a long strip of fabric so I can sew it into a tube and I can make the ruffles for the bottom of the dress. And I will be needing two strips of fabrics because I am going to do two tiers of ruffles. Now I am going to trim off the waistband because I won't be needing it. And since the material or the skirt is a wrap skirt, it's asymmetrical. So I tried my best to get a long strip of fabric. So I ended up doing three long strips of fabrics. The first layer is going to be shorter than the bottom layer. You will see what I mean in a little bit. For that, I am going to sew the side seams of the fabrics. Right sides are facing each other. Okay, there will be a different voice change just because I am editing it in different times. Going to cut this in half to create a short ruffles. I finished the edges and now I am stitching a gathering stitch. Next, I am going to slightly gather the ruffle to match the width of the dress hemline. I repeated the same thing for the short ruffle. That is completed. I am going to place it on top of the big ruffle. Then I base stitch it to hold the ruffles together. Just absolutely love the print of these fabrics. They're so pretty and perfect for fall. Now it's time to attach it to the hemline of the dress. I pretty much place the dress on top of the right side of the fabric just so I don't have to unpick the hemline of the dress. That's me being lazy. Then I am simply going to stitch it in the round. And if you are still watching, I totally appreciate you staying with me. We are halfway to our sewing project. So I really appreciate you watching my tutorials, and if you haven't followed me already, please do so because I have plenty more sewing projects that are lined up for you. You can help me out by sharing my video and clicking likes, and obviously leave a comment down below that will boost the engagement of this video. And if you are watching from my YouTube channel, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, and hit the notification so you will get notified whenever I post a new sewing project. Here I have some leftover ruffles or fabric, so I decided to add a little bit of ruffle to the sleeve hems. Only it's gonna give an extra detail. It's also going to tie the complete look because I want it to be cohesive, so there will be like a mixed print on the shoulders as well. And look how cute are these. These are so tiny. I went ahead and zigzag stitched the edges to make it nice and tidy. Decided to create a self-tie belt. So it's basically just a long strip of fabric, fold it in half and stitch the edges, turn it correct side out and press. Time to decide whether to hem this or just leave it as is. I decided to leave it as is because I actually like that white contrast to separate the two ruffles together. All what's left to do is try on the dress so you can see it. This is the final dress. I absolutely love it. It is so unique. Mind you, the first day I wore this, I got asked 3 times where I got the dress from. So I was like, I made it. And this is a really great sewing project if you are a beginner because hey, we are just adding ruffles to the dress.